Well, welcome. I'm glad that y'all here this morning. I'm Denise Knable from Art Spark, Texas. I work veterans issues. And April is on a well-deserved day off today. So I'm going to be leading you again. I would like to start out just thanking everybody for taking your time to be here. But what this is a network for folks who are trying to help veterans and active duty personnel and Guard and Reserve, everybody trying to help those folks out with art type pursuits and offerings to help their healing. And we're trying to have this network so that we all don't step on each other's feet and we can help each other out by supporting each other. So we're really glad that you've decided to join us this morning. Let's see, we have a bunch of events coming up. Thankfully, we had talked last month about having some female veteran-centered offerings each month, and then we were hoping to have them in different locations around Texas, and we would partner with people on the ground to have these events in your local area instead of us trying to arrange them all and come there. We're still supporting you guys. We'll provide you some money. You've got to send a request proposal to April, and we'll go through it and see if we're going to accept the proposal, and then we can support you. And you're taking the reins on it and going to lead it, but we'll be there to support you. And so far, we've had, I think, 5 proposals, and we've got a number of events planned, and I'll talk about them later. Troy, did you want to wait? Did you want to wait for?
Yeah, Mario said I can give you a kind of a primer of what we're doing, and then he can jump in.
Okay, so if you want to introduce yourself and give the.
All right, I see Cody there. I already met Cody. Howdy. Well, my name is Troy Mull. I'm actually calling you from Omaha, Nebraska, and I am the co-founder and executive director of New Century Art Guild, and we essentially do what you do, but just in the Midwest region. So we've had a Texas branch, and Mario is actually the art director for our Southwest region. And and Cody was part of this too. We had a very successful gala event in March, was our last combined project. And we're working on one for Dallas, September 9th. So I think that's kind of the next thing on our radar. And then we have something in San Antonio for February of next year. So, but primarily what we do we have what we call Vet Express workshops, and we do workshops for veterans and family of veterans too, because, all the veterans are best supported by entire families and support groups. So we also support the families. And then we also have our Walls of Honor exhibition spaces. So we look at traditional and non-traditional exhibition spaces. So we do network, and we also save veterans that are new to art or that are trying it for the first time. You all know, as artists, it's kind of a weird animal, and it's kind of antithetical to, a lot of military structure. So we help walk veterans and then plug them into an existing network. It saves years of trial and error. So we've had some veterans have their first sales, their first exhibitions. We help get their art resume started, and so it looks, substantial to kind of move on. So essentially we bring artists into the art conversation. A bit of background about myself: I am a painter and sculptor. I am not a veteran myself. I've been imbued in the culture for a long time. I love it, and my family is a military family. But I'm currently working on a large sculpture myself right now. It's the Nebraska Vietnam Veteran Monument. It has 7 life-size bronze figures. So that's the biggest project I've done to date. And I've done some other military related sculptures, but for the most part, we're ready to go on this next exhibition. We have seed cash from the last art gala that we had. So I think I'm starting to ramble here, so I'll kick it back to y'all.
Okay. So
What was the name of the organization again?
It's a New Century Art Guild, and if you want to look us up, we've got a lot of photos and history of our organization on newcenturyartguild.org.
okay. And if you want to tell us, or if you want to wait, Mario, what do you actually want from this network? What do you ask? What are you looking for?
Well, it's probably Mario's domain because
Oh, okay. All right. That's okay. All right. So you're not being a veteran yourself, but your family was. Is that what got you interested in working with vets?
no, I've seen a lot of veterans come through I was at one time teaching at 3 colleges simultaneously as an adjunct instructor, and I saw a lot of veterans using their GI Bill, and I've always been something of an armchair general, and it was one career option for me, but art took precedence, and I got an art scholarship. And about the time I would have enlisted, there wasn't too much going on in the world. But part of me always wished I had, and I just dig the community, and the amount of talent I see in the community is way underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I see veterans kind of often feeling like fish out of water in a civilian environment, and I felt like that my whole life. So
Yes. Yeah, that is definitely a true statement there. Before I forget though, where did you go?
I'm getting another
Oh.
call.
Yeah, move. My youngest daughter, our youngest daughter is that's where she lives. So
She lives where?
yeah, we in Omaha.
Oh, really?
Yep, she's fixing to move to Des Moines, but yeah, she's lived in Omaha for about 1.5 years.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we see that a lot, what you said about the kind of like stigma of art, and the military culture is kind of reluctant to recognize that and see that as a good healing tool. And the folks themselves are like, it's funny, I just did a class for some active duty folks at an organization in Austin, and a lot of them they were there, so they obviously wanted to try, and they had such a good time, and it was really very heartening to see that. But there was also that, "God, I hope nobody sees me in here painting,"
Oh, really?
But by the end, I think that they got it, because I told them, like, maybe painting is not your thing. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's music, maybe it's poetry, maybe dance, whatever it is, just some sort of creative outlet. And that could help them with their stress levels and everything quite a lot. So yeah, you're right. Military people do have the tendency to kind of go, I don't need that, but yeah, it's helpful to everybody. Yes, ma'am, Maggie.
Can you let Audrey Austin in?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not used to having to look up and see all the people.
My name is Audrey Austin, and I did register for the meeting. They sent me a calendar invite, but it was with the Zoom. I mean, the Microsoft Team. I didn't get the Zoom link. So Maggie sent me hers so I could log in.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that there was a confusion there. I don't know why a Teams invite went out. That's strange. You always do it on Zoom. Okay, welcome to the new folks. We have had one person already give us a kind of a and we have another speaker that's with that person, Mario Lopez, and he's not on yet, but he's going to give us the remainder of it. But again, we have started this network to try to get folks together who want to help military personnel using visual arts, music arts, writing. And we don't want to step on each other's toes, and we want to help each other get the word out. So we come together every month in order to try to do that, in order to take what resources we have for providing stuff for our veterans and active duty personnel, and share them and make sure that we're helping each other advertise. Carol, what can I do for you? That's okay.
just wanted to say that I sent Troy a message about a question that I had, and I didn't know if you saw it.
I did. I just got that.
Okay.
And- okay. Can you just explain what I'm looking at, or what that would be? Carol, what is that you sent to me?
Okay, what I asked is, do you
Yes.
connect artists to the textile community, surface pattern designers? Do you have networking for that?
I was going to offer that we have a general networking in this, particularly in this region. If you were looking to plug into exhibition space up here, if you were looking for an out-of-state show, I mean, I'll look at that more specifically. But yeah, I'm sure.
Well, and if it's only in your area, that doesn't probably help me unless somebody wants to work long distance, but
Okay.
just thought I'd ask. I've been asking for, 23 years, so eventually I'll make a connection maybe. Thank you.
I apologize for running away. My cat was climbing my drapes. I apologize. Okay, so what we've got coming up, we had asked it from the last meeting for the folks who were here, and for those who were not. We had asked at the last month's meeting if we could get some volunteers to run at your location a workshop for women veterans, and we would supply the money and the supplies and everything, and we'd help you on the ground, but we needed people in place to organize and advertise also and run an event at your location. So we got like 4 or 5 requests, proposals. And so what we have on is, it's all nature themed right now. So we're trying to connect all of our efforts, writing music, poetry, dance, whatever it's going to be, meditation, visual arts, all have to be connected to nature. Okay. And one of them is on the 25th of May. And that is going to be from 12 to 2. April is sending out the flyers on that right now, but we're going to have horseback riding. We're going to have some visual arts. We're going to have all kinds of cool stuff for that one. And then we have on the 10th of June. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. That's the Green Tree Farm one. I'm sorry. The 10th of June is the Green Tree Farm one in Troy, Texas. And Help Heal Vets is actually running that for us. And so we're working in partnership with them. And we have the flyers done. We just have to get them sent out. I'm sorry, the 25th of May is at the VA in Austin. And that one is from 12 to 2. So if you're at the VA, if you follow them, then you can go ahead and look for that coming up and get registered for that if you want to attend. It's going to be, I'm going to lead that one. It's going to be a watercolor, kind of a mixed media thing. We're going to be outside in outside courtyard and communing with nature. So that will be a lot of fun. I hope you all can come if you are at the Austin VA. And then on the 24th of June, we have one at Woodlawn Island House. And I lived in San Antonio for 20 years, and I have never even heard of that place. It sounds interesting. But that's Woodlawn Island House in San Antonio, and Monica is going to be running that one. Okay, so you'll see flyers coming out on that also. Looks like a lot of fun. Okay, we don't have Mario here yet. Is Linda Schumann here? Let me see. Linda, yes, you are. Do you want to give us a little talk about that? What you plan to do?
Certainly, I'd love to. I live in Troy, Texas on Green Trees Farm. We have a 100-acre farm here that we've operated for probably 40 plus years and taught riding lessons. My children grew up riding. We're in United States Pony Club and 4-H and FFA. And then I had an accident, horse related. I was wearing a helmet, saved my life, but I quit teaching. And now my daughter is a graduate bee pony clubber, and she's resumed the lesson business. And I have become certified as an equine assisted learning facilitator. And I have also just been licensed for Ann Jolis's The Grace Trail. And so what I've done with a number of veteran groups, veteran caregivers, I have an upcoming event with Bell County Crime Victim Coalition, and the Grace Trail is essentially a reflective walk I have 3 different trails on my property that I kind of heard about the whole process during COVID. And one of the moderators on the call was saying, what are you doing to kind of stay connected to get people out? And this one woman in Pennsylvania said, well, I started doing a Grace Trail. And so I wrote down her name and I called her after the Zoom, and then got in touch with Ann Jolis, who is the creator of the Grace Trail. And about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, she was having difficulty dealing with her son being in Afghanistan, and had been doing some research on the Appalachian Trail. And most of the people that, not most, but a lot of the people that walked it were veterans, and said, this helps me walk off my war. And so she said, well, how do I walk off my war? And so she devised this reflective walk. It has 5 stations that go along with it, and it spells out the word grace. G is gratitude, R is release, A is accept, C is challenge, and E, what can I embrace as a new possibility? And so I have now permanent stones on my 3 trails that are granite that have the word, like G is gratitude. And then the question underneath it says, what am I grateful for? And so you walk the different trails, 1/4 mile, 1/2 mile, and 1 mile, and ask the questions, whichever length trail you're up to. And the 3rd one, the longest one, is probably I think it's my favorite, and a lot of the other people that have walked it, it's theirs too. It is more hilly. It does go back in our woods along a creek bed, and then it ends up, the E is in a big open pasture. You come out of the woods and you see these 2 cedar trees, and the cedar trees have a story of their own that I like to tell people after they've walked the trail. So what we're doing on the 10th is the women that come are going to walk the Grace Trail, and then I'm going to do kind of a horse circle, which will allow the women to get up close and personal with the horses, and let them help them process what might have just occurred out on the trail. The questions are not difficult, but it kind of meets you at a different place when you come. Every walk is different, and everybody has come away from it being totally uplifted. So we're also going to, I think the Help Heal Vets, they're going to help the women paint on a leather bookmark that will be theirs, and it's going, not a bookmark, it's a journal, outside the journal. And then I thought if anybody wanted to sit and do sketching of the horses, we can certainly do that after our horse circle. So they're going to have snacks and water, and it's a great opportunity to get people out. It just makes so much difference when you feel the wind on your face and in your hair, and the sound of the horses and the birds and all of that. It's a great positive experience, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with y'all.
I am too. I'll be
Good.
there. So,
Anybody have any questions?
wonderful.
Feel free to reach out.
okay, we
That
got some
sounds
chat
awesome.
going on here.
I just said that sounds awesome. All
Thank
all
you.
that.
Thank you.
Yes, the answer is we will email the flyer.
Okay, I want to show you. Let's see if I can do this. This is, let me move this. This is a map of the property and the trail. And this is, I had a artist friend that did a watercolor for me. She was one of my daughter's Pony Club friends, and she did a watercolor for me. And then the Grace Trail ink people did a digital map. And then this is going to be a sign, a great big sign that's going to go on the right side of the entrance to my barn that explains the Grace Trail. That will be up on the barn. And this is what it says, what the Grace Trail Ink people wrote. The Green Trees Farm Grace Trail provides the Central Texas community the first Grace Trails in the United States woven throughout a family-owned horse farm. These 3 new Grace Trails are the unique interpretation of farm co-owner Linda Schumann and tailored to serve the local communities while fulfilling the Schumann family's intention of honoring this beautiful location. Green Trees Farm is a 100-acre family-owned property, and while walking the trails, you will experience horses, pastures, woods, hills, riding arenas, and barns. Trails are designed for everyone, offering a quarter, half, and 1 mile trail options within this unique farm terrain. The trails were installed as a co-creative effort and provided under a license agreement from Grace Trail Inc. So, and that just recently, I just got the license all completed. So I'm real excited about it.
Sounds really, really, really cool. I'm excited to experience it.
Good.
Does any, I'm not putting you all on the spot here, but does anybody else intend to try to get to that?
I'm not sure. The outside in June, I don't know. I can't be in the
Oh.
sun. I have a feeling.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
That'd
good
be
question.
fun.
Do you have the shaded areas and stuff like that so people aren't gonna?
I do. We're going to do, I have ceiling fans in my barn aisle, and that's where we're going to do the artwork in the barn aisle.
Okay.
And then we'll have a covered arena, and we'll do the horse circle out there. And then there's shade along the trails, but you do have to walk across open pasture. So I would say definitely a hat and sturdy shoes. I mean, even if you wanted to bring an umbrella to help protect you more from the sun. So.
Good point. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have anyone from the Austin VA here who wants to talk about the 25 May event or for June at Woodlawn Island? Okay, we'll be sending out the flyers for those. We'll email them. Okay, and then also, if we have anybody here from Dallas, no pressure, but we are still looking for somebody to host something up in the Dallas area. So please consider hosting one of these events. Yes, Maggie?
Yeah, Dre Lewis and I have been talking at each other. You know, I've been traveling, she's been busy, that kind of stuff. So we'll get something together. Maybe we can suck Audrey Austin into that too. So we'll see. We will, but it looks like you kind of got, I mean, not that it matters, everybody's in different places, but you know, maybe looking toward the end of summer or so. It's got to have some runway.
Perhaps like August, September?
August or
You thinking?
September. Yeah, if yeah, for me, Maggie, if y'all if we partner to do this, August or September would work for me because I'm gonna be doing summer camp in June and July. So
Yeah, no, I'm thinking later is better. So
Oh, that would be,
yep.
that would be great because that we don't have anything planned right for that time period. So that works perfect, ladies. Thank you. Okay,
Well,
we'll
and
be
if-
waiting to hear from you.
Yeah, so if Troy's coming down on 9/9, and I know we usually do quite a bit up here in the Metroplex on 9/11. So, you know, maybe looking just, you know, right before Labor Day or so might work pretty
All
well.
right.
Kind of lead everything in.
Okay. Okay, those are the set things that we had to discuss. And so I would like to give you folks some opportunity to tell us what you've got going on. If you want to share, you have some events that you'd like help advertising or anything. So we'll go through really quick. Okay. Carol, do you have anything that you want to share? You got to unmute yourself again.
I know, it just, it
Oh,
takes
okay.
a while. No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. Rachel?
Yes. So I shared a link in the chat to a Google document that has a list of with details for our upcoming workshops, including links to register. And then if anybody is interested, I have flyers for all of this that I can send to you. So we have June 3rd from 9 to 2 in Waco is a Women Veterans Creative Arts Workshop. June 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. in Nacogdoches is Veterans Creative Arts Workshop. We have half the seats are reserved specifically for women veterans, and the other half are any veteran or family member, ages 15 and up. And then I'm going to be doing a creative arts workshop online for moral injury from MST for women and women identifying veterans only, June 20th and 27th. And then to be scheduled is just a general moral injury creative arts workshop. And we have a online watercolor series scheduled for August to September. It's 6 weeks in a row. So all that information is on that link in the chat. We're still looking for locations for 2 workshops to be held this year. So that's also in that same document.
Okay, so you're looking for locations for 2.
Yes.
Okay, and is that June 20th and 27th Zoom
Yes.
event? Is that going to be a 2-part or is it the same thing twice?
No, it's 2 parts. They come both 2 weeks in a row and then they're done.
Okay. Okay.
Rachel, I mean, I know we talked by phone. I mean, that may be something that, since you want to do something in the July, August timeframe, is that something you might want to look at collaborating with us up here in Dallas? To get
Yeah, I
something
would love to.
take it outside and see what we could do, especially like mask making. If we were outside, we could maybe do something with some foraging and gathering of supplies there.
Oh,
Might be
yeah, true.
interesting. Okay, all right, we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
All right.
Yay, great. Okay. Maggie, did you have anything to?
No, I'm still working on my 2024 event in May. It's typical military operation, hurry up and wait. So I don't know. I got nothing.
And I'm sorry, I don't have the name of the other person using your,
Oh,
I've got Maggie
Audrey.
Croxville.
Yeah.
Audrey, okay.
Audrey.
Do you have anything, ma'am?
I was trying
Okay.
to share a flyer and I was having an issue. I think I got it to finally come through.
Oh,
My
okay,
nonprofit
okay.
organization is hosting workshops for veterans, first responders, and their spouses. And we do our workshops on Tuesdays from 6 to 8 at the VFW in Dallas. And so I wanted to share that information. So I attached the flyer so that information can be out. If you know any veterans, first responders. I know this is for veterans, but there are a lot of veterans that are first responders and
Mhm.
police officers. And so the workshops are free for them or their spouses, and we supply all the art supply, and they just have to come. They can register on our website, which the information is on the flyer. And I'll also put the website in the chat.
Okay.
Or they can register via email. And the classes are being taught right now by the CAP Artists, which is a community art program that they have here in Dallas. And normally, and they're all local artists. So we have different things being taught by the artists each week as they come. And most of it is visual right now until we get a steady return of, people coming to participate. And then we'll start doing some maybe musical or, performance-based things. But I've been keeping it in the realm of visual art because it's just easier for the artists when they're coming in to bring in those supplies. The program runs from April to September. So we'll be doing these workshops every Tuesday, 6 to 8 until September the 5th.
And people can just come, like, starting from now if they didn't know about it?
Yes.
Okay, so
I
they
would
didn't have to
prefer that
attend
they
on time.
go online and register on our
Yes.
website because capacity is just 12.
Okay. Awesome, great. Are you done? Is that all?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Ms.
You're
Schuman,
welcome.
did you have anything else to add? Are you good?
Okay. Yes, I was just typing a chat message in that when we did our veteran caregiver event in, I want to say late February, which Help Heal also helped with that. We had Bell Fine Arts volunteers come and we did a gorgeous wooden board and they brought everything. They had cut up all these little wooden pieces from an 800 barn and they had all the glue and all these doodads to glue on it. And so we kind of had a flat board and then we did all the little piecing, kind of like a collage, but it was really cool. And so that's something else that we could do at an event here at the farm. And then I also have a friend who is a music therapist that has worked at all kinds of different places, gorgeous voice. And she's been interested in trying to do something here. So that's just something y'all can keep in mind.
Yeah, music therapy is usually pretty well attended. We have a couple of folks who work that and it usually gets a good response. So, okay.
Well, and also
Mr.
last
Vance?
year I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's
Go
It's
ahead.
okay. I was gonna say I did two events. I did two events last year that I had a gentleman come from Vermont. His name is Tim Hayes, and he wrote a book, Riding Home, The Power of Horses to Heal. And he did a day clinic on not doing equine therapy, but just demonstrating the power of the horses. And we sponsored almost a dozen veterans to participate, and we had a number of women vets that came, and it was amazing. What they didn't ride, but they worked right next to the horse and Tim in groups of 4, and it was really an amazing thing to be part of.
Great. Is that all?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Vance? Mr. Vance, do you have anything?
All right. Yeah, nothing going on. A couple commissions I'm working on. Forward Arts, who I kind of check in on, but they're running pretty self-autonomous now. They're doing well. Everything is good and happy in the art world.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Hernandez?
Hi, everybody. My apologies for missing the planning Zoom meetings. It's actually very funny that I happened to get this upcoming event organized yesterday. So today I finished the flyer. It is a event to celebrate Women Veterans Month or Veterans Day. So that's going to actually fall on June 10th. I am in Amarillo, and I'm partnering, of course, with Creative Vets, who I'm an alum of their program. And it's going to be a class of 10 women. So it'll be small, intimate, and each participant will get to go home with a small ornament or a small table piece as they get to work individually with the instructor and artists. I will put the flyer in the chat as soon as my computer stops acting a fool. If not, I'll email it to you and you can disseminate it as you like. Let's see. So yes, again, I just put it together yesterday, and it's all falling into place. So if you know of anyone in Amarillo, especially a female veteran, I'd love to meet them. Is there any
Great.
questions for me? No questions? Okay, cool.
Wonderful. I'm not sure how you say it. Kasuba? Ms. Kasuba?
Hi, all.
Did I get
So-
close?
Yeah, Kazuba.
Okay.
Good job. So I am nothing to do with arts, but I'm a veteran. I work at a nonprofit in Fort Worth. We provide training and employment services to veterans and their immediate family members. And so I just like to connect with as many different veteran organizations as possible, because a lot of our clients come to us with many needs. And if you don't get exposed to different agencies and what they do and have these relationships, it's really hard to do a warm handover, because let's face it, in the veteran community, there may be a need there, but there's a lot of pride. There's a lot of barriers to seeking out assistance for whatever the need is. So I'm just glad that y'all let me kind of sit here and I'll say creep on the meeting a little bit and just kind of figure out who's who and what y'all do. So thank you. And I'll put my information in the chat if anybody would like to connect with me offline.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Mueller, do you have anything else to say? I see Mr. Lopez is here now.
Yeah, I think we'll kick it to Mario. Mario, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I can't see it. Let me see. I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't use Zoom too much. Yeah, I'm Mario Lopez. I'm a veteran artist. I live in New Braunfels near San Antonio, and so over the years, I've been an artist for maybe 15 years after my injury in 2008, and so I during my recovery I started painting and just creating, and over the years I started meeting other veteran artists, and so I just decided that I wanted to help them and share the limelight, and so I started hosting veteran art shows in Texas area and been to Omaha and in New York and different places. And so I teamed up with New Century Art Guild, and now we are uh, getting artists to come and show their work, and it's just I've gotten a lot of positive feedback, and the artists are searching new media that they haven't before, and so that's exactly what our mission was trying to do. Troy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, I already did that.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
I was a little late. I had scheduled a doctor's appointment, and I scheduled, too early. Anyway, so I'm here now. So
You want to talk specifically about the September event?
yeah, so the September event, I was calling a bunch of art venues and galleries in Dallas, and I would ask them, do you have any veteran artists? Because I was trying to scout them for this show that I want to do in Dallas, because we have one veteran artist. Her name is Chrissy Remmel, and they said, no, I don't know any, and every single one of them. And so San Antonio, you could throw a rock in any direction and you'll hit a veteran artist. But in Dallas is I mean y'all got Dallas and Fort Worth, but I don't know what. And so I started talking to all these veteran artists, and I asked them if they knew any other veteran artists, and they said no. So thanks to April, she introduced me to these veterans, and so they've all agreed to have a show in September. It's gonna be at this gun club. It's called the GTIRT Sports, and Troy, could you show them the flyer that I created?
I'll post it up here while you're
Okay.
talking.
Yeah, so it's like it says a gun store, so I was like, how can I marry a gun store with artists, with veterans, with a gala type thing? And so with the flyer, I think I pulled it off, but yeah, so we're gonna charge $100 a ticket, and it's a part of the 501c3, and we're gonna help promote these veterans and just support them, because throwing an art show, it costs money. It's not free, so it'll pay for that to help these veterans actually get to show their work and not cost them a dime. So
That sounds wonderful. And I know we've got quite a few artists that we can get you in touch with. So awesome.
Yeah, do you have some in the Dallas area?
Well, Maggie, she runs.
Yes.
Maggie and
Yes. So just yeah, I'm sorry you had troubles, Mario. Give me a holler. I'll put the rest of my contact info in there so that you can get hold of me. But yeah, no, I work with veteran artists all the time. So yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Are you from Dallas?
Yeah, no, I live in Dallas, Marine Corps veteran with the Greater Dallas Veterans Foundation. I haven't had a North Texas Vet Fest to celebrate military art and art about the military experience in a few years, but yeah, just we'll talk.
Sounds great.
Okay.
great. All right. Is that it, Mr. Burnside? Do you have anything else?
I put my contact in the chat as well, Mario, and I also know some veteran artists. So if you want to contact me, and my name is Audrey Austin, so I put that in the chat. I'm just under Maggie's thing today.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Miss Audrey. Okay. Let's see, who do we have now? Miss Minerva Bowie?
Yes, good morning. I do work for the VA here in Austin. So anybody is from the Central Texas area, just wanted to invite y'all. We are gonna have what we call the PAC Act Clinic. It's gonna be here in Austin. It's gonna take place May the 20th from 9 to 12 for anybody that wants to file a claim for the toxic waste and the burn pits. I apologize for the man behind me, it's just a picture. And we also gonna have the baby shower for our female veterans that are expecting babies. And that's gonna be June the 9th. And it's gonna be also here at the facility at this clinic. So thank you for inviting me to this meeting. I was having a little trouble getting in, but I just want to introduce myself. My name is Minnie Garcia. I am the Women's Veterans Coordinator for the area of Austin. We also have Kimberly Kennard, and she is also the Women's Veterans Coordinator for the Waco area. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And let me see here. We did Crystal already. And did we do James Burnside? Let me see. No, James Burnside.
I'm just a local artist. I've been working with Art Spark on a play, and I'm a veteran, disabled veteran. And I've been trying to get to this meeting. It falls at a somewhat inconvenient time, but I know April well. And I'm a big fan of her work. Got some of it on my own wall. And
Oh, her yarn work.
no, she did a little drawing for me. She did a little, but anyway, I'm just a big fan of Art Spark and a supporter. And if you're not a supporter, you ought to be.
That's right. Thank you.
Just glad to be here.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I think that we've gotten everyone. Does anyone else have anything they would like to share? Okay, great. Well, I believe in not keeping everybody longer in a meeting than we have to. So thank you all very, very much for joining us. And I hope that you can join us again next month. And this meeting has been recorded. So if you need a recording of the meeting, it'll be available for you to go back and review and look at the chat connections and everything. So again, thank you. And we'll hope to see you next month. Or tonight we have our monthly women's get together where we do different projects. So just remember the day that we have this. We also that night at 7 p.m. have the workshop. And today we're going to be doing some printmaking with nature items. If you've got gel plates and stuff, we're going to be going out on a little nature walk and getting nature and learning how to paint and do some cool things with that. So I hope everybody can join us there too. Have a good day.
Is
Have a
it the
good
same
one.
Zoom link?
Yes.
Is
well,
it the same Zoom link?
The Zoom link, well, if you go on the Art Spark website under classes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.